The boyfriend I have been living with for 2.5 years turns out to be twins. Part 1. The queen who dares to kick the emperor off the dragon bed will not participate in the palace fight. When I see my little brother, no matter what you say, I will relieve their fatigue. But the girl has no idea about this. But he secretly drew drawings of weapons at home. Not only did he willingly perform oral stirring 9 times, B and BJ brothers fell in love with the same person at the same time. Just when Dongmei was studying painting with her brows furrowed, in order not to scare the other party away, she even opened up the harem and let him do as he pleased. Check his body. They share the identity of the emperor and Ruhai Lianhong. The emperor, who was about to raise an army to investigate the crime, broke in directly until the end. I saw the two women kneeling down, exhausted and begging for mercy. Gentle milk dog, love brain during the day, ignored Dongmei's salute. Only then did Lunyan leave the star building with satisfaction. Yeqing, cold and domineering boyfriend. Go straight to the desk. At this moment, New Tiantian has been waiting at the door for a long time, until one day the emperor recognized the blueprint of the bird gun placed on the table at a glance. The two brothers, who couldn't stand it anymore, banged the girl back to the dark room. He asked Lunyan to take off all his clothes and enter the inner hall. Ask the queen where this came from. Blindfold her and let her guess. You won't know until you go in. Dong Mei replied nonchalantly, now he is a younger brother, or an older brother. Love. Sisters, do your preparations early in the morning. If you guess wrong, picked up from the royal garden, the two of us are coming together. I thought it would be another hearty battle. This is okay to deceive a 3-year-old child at this time. Hua Xia still didn't know that danger was coming. Naturally, the emperor didn't believe it and even wanted to accuse the Ministry of Industry, but the nobleman asked him to insist on seeing him for another minute. She was arriving at She's villa with her boyfriend, Jing Xian. Now is the critical moment to recast the dragon and phoenix sword. Dark iron. Dongmei was completely panicked when she heard this. Today is the birthday of both Xian brothers, original Cambodian swordsmiths, need to mark the flesh to a smooth and clean state. You must know that her second brother is serving in the same department. If the Jing family relies on Jing, brothers Yanyi can support it alone. Function brings the sword trace to its peak. In order not to injure her relatives, she could only temporarily surrender. Fleeting time doesn't hesitate when seeing this. Hua Jia plans to give them both, put all the ingredients directly into the stovetop. Explain that this matter has nothing to do with the Ministry of Industry cook. A dinner to celebrate Yu Guo. Hua Xia is also a little curious. Soon after, the top of his skull exploded. The drawing was drawn by herself. The divine weapon dragon and phoenix sword was also successfully recast. After all, it's been so long since we've been together. Hearing this, the emperor turned his head and looked at the drawings. He hasn't met his twin brother yet. At the same time as a flying cruise ship has just arrived. At this moment, Jing Xian suddenly tilted his head. A welcome ceremony for a certain trade union is underway, but I can't see the details at all, asked the girl next to me slightly uneasily. The man headed by him keeps brainwashing everyone. It is indeed drawn by a novice. Summer one summer, me and my brother, we are twins. Then he asked again, claims that after joining the union, we are all one family. You won't mistake me and my brother, right? Where did you copy the picture from? Jixia smiled. Their base is full of spiritual energy. Dongmei was a little panicked. How could it be? 51. Just soak in the spiritual spring for 5 minutes. I can only say that I stole my cousin's gun. Jingxian 4. You are my boyfriend. You can get double experience for 8 hours. Don't be confident in yourself. Painted after dismantling. She looked at her boyfriend, who had graduated from the university next to her. The emperor thought for a moment. But the matter of Ling Quan cannot be kept secret from others. Her cousin is indeed an Uchi guard in college. Hua Xia caught a glimpse of it on campus, so you need to hand in all contact tools before entering. Wearing a gun is also legal and legal. A suitable young man on the road in a hurry. He was wearing a haute couture witch-colored shirt, newbies who are new members, although the reason is very good. Obviously, he was deceived by the apricot cake he painted, but he didn't want to take advantage of it, like a witch rose. While they hand over their cell phones, the fertile soil rooted in Hua Xia's heart, so you did lie to me. Didn't even notice the man's unattractive smile. Hua Xia has been secretly in love with Jingxian for 4 years. Being deceived is a serious crime. Although Dongmei can't stand the emperor, if two people join the same company. After pedestrians land, but I don't dare to offend him easily, the man greeted everyone and walked towards the cave scenery. Xian started chasing her. I can only sit on the ground and ask for forgiveness. She also knows the person she likes. How long has it been? He suddenly took off his glasses. It turns out that I also like Zixian and Asterisk. The emperor wanted to tease her, and facing everyone with an evil look on his face. Are you ready? He turned around and waved his hand to keep her flat. Hua Yu came back to her senses and asked, "Welcome to the human breeding farm." Jingxian quickly took off her apron. What's going on before everyone can react? Dongmei breathed a sigh of relief and was about to get up frowning slightly. Sorry, but I saw the dog Emperor Kui holding the drawing, and looking at it carefully, I saw the space behind the man begin to tear apart. Xia, I'll go get it now. A few minutes later. Not long after. Your picture is wrong. The soup is ready. A huge skeleton monster appeared in front of everyone. Xia turned off the fire. After hearing this, Dongmei rushed forward with great interest and asked suddenly slender arms. The man immediately made a surrender gesture and asked, Hold the girl's slender waist. Wear hot breath. The emperor, who had the upper hand, spoke. Let the female player enjoy it first sprinkled on her fair ears. There are many places, but it doesn't matter. Then give it to Master Bai. Gu Hua, Xia shrinks SP and shrinks neck Jingxian. I have an accurate structural diagram there. After getting the death of Guaiotian, don't make trouble. Garden feeling, felt the person behind him stiffened for a moment. The man directly controlled the female nurse. Ai Dongmei's eyes lit up when she heard this. Subsequently, she was picked up and placed by the man. Your Majesty, will you really show it to me? Even the swan geese watching the show did not escape from the clutches on the kitchen table. I never expected this dog emperor to say proudly. Then he kissed her fiercely at the same time as Stop Jiangshu, president of the Great Chamber of Commerce and health advocate from bottom to top. Of course not. There is no patience to plunder Hua, Xia's breath. Here's rushing here as fast as possible. The expression that makes Dongmei angry is like the first one on your phone. It happens that at this moment, Liu Nian is sitting on a branch and resting. Hua Xia didn't understand for a moment. In this way, the emperor regained his place and left Cunning Palace happily both physically and mentally. Nansha suddenly came back and became a bit strange, see a bunch of beautiful shadows floating by. Once upon a time, Jingxian was always very gentle when he kissed her. He thought some large-scale dungeon was opened. Dongmei is left alone to vent her anger. He simply chased after him. Hua Xia was kissed until tears rolled down her cheeks. At this time, the maid asked Dongmei, with some confusion. On the other side, Gu Aotian released the pressure of the Lord of the Rings, quietly asking, I can be done. T. Are you Jing Asian? What does it mean when the emperor comes and leaves? Making it impossible for the female players present to get up. Xia can't recognize me? Jing had deliberately used his younger brother's tone. I wanted to take the opportunity to feel comfortable whispering in her ear. Unexpectedly, Hongyan kicked her balls into pieces. At this moment, the sound of broken glass, suddenly sounded. The man who has not yet entered the topic also discovered something unusual. An extremely familiar voice, he raised his hand and waved a spell, came from the door. He beat the swan goose seriously, with incredible shock. It's about to fade away, Xia. Brother, you guys. At this time, I saw countless weapons flashing through the air. The garden is crazy. Why are there two Jingxian who look exactly the same? The visitor is none other than Jiang Shui, the president of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Unaware of the truth, Hua Ying quickly ran back to the male executioner, facing attacks from men. He uses a move called Ice Prison. I patted myself for my heart that was beating so fast. Just completely freeze the man in place. The beach is open for the conditions of the land. Sorry, Jing. But Jiang Shui did not hurt his life king. I was stunned. Part 2. But let him release all players immediately, no reaction. Why did Juxia suddenly apologize? Gu Aotian, who was watching the battle from the sidelines, laughed loudly. He is a little uncomfortable, stupid humans. Obviously, she said she would never admit her mistake. I want to see how strong you are. Hua raised his eyes, suddenly asked again cautiously, the moment when two people fight, but Jingxian Yuan Shui knew that she was no match. I can't figure it out. Why did Jinghe kiss me? But in order to save everyone Jinghe on the side, he can only choose to give it a try. Accept their gaze calmly just when Gu Aotian was about to kill him with one blow. Why else? At that time, he slowly walked down from the study room. Liunian used a move from behind to slash with two swords. Smell the aroma of vegetables, subconsciously walked to the kitchen door. Directly split Gu Aotian in half. Jinghe saw it. The figure haunted by the soul in the dream, but only 2.5 seconds passed. He reorganized the separated body back to its original appearance. Step forward without any hesitation. Hold her, kiss her. The original Song Bei Shao also left. Excuse me, especially at this time. Jingxian suddenly raised his peach blossom eyes. Guaopod can achieve unlimited regeneration light, lightly twitching the corners of the lips. J Chaos. Shuabuxi on the side, urged them. Like Satan, Dan whispers in the ear, but we can't even get close to the real monster. Baby, happy arrival. The paradise we carefully prepared for you. The strong and fleeting man directly drew his sword and faced him. Don't struggle, then I want to see 7. Don't resist after all. It's because he regenerates quickly. Don't leave, be good, okay? I still cut faster. Aware of her uneasiness, Jingxian held her hand with his backhand. After in times of reorganization, the speed of Gu Aotian's reorganization has slowed down significantly. Xiaxia, don't be afraid. You'll get used to it. Understand the implication of Jingxian's words. This time, the head is reorganized to the crotch. At this time, fleeting time also understood. No matter how stupid she is, she still has to figure out what happened just now. Now he probably has very little mana left. He all likes her, but Huaxia Bi likes the gentle Jingxian, who has an impregnated fetus. Finally, in everyone's surprised eyes, Guao even lacked mana. I don't like the domineering and harsh Jinghe, knows L. He was actually consumed to death by Jinyan weighing tank. She reacted. At this moment, Jiang Shui remembered. It seems that these two guys have already discussed it. Not long ago, the copy of Wanling Valley was refreshed. All it takes is for her to be expelled without receiving the certificate. Could it be that he did it too? And the meaningfulness in Jinghe's eyes also made her stunned. No wonder there is such a strong dog. Fighting ability, I don't know how to get him to join our guild. Are you sure is it Jingxian who has been with you all this time? And the newbies on the side saw that they were saved. Huaxia's breath shortened. Details that she once deliberately ignored. Some people even cried outright. Now it has been turned over. Even the female guard Gui on one side could not bear to chant to comfort her. In appearance, there is no difference between twin brothers, except for temperament. No matter how you pretend to be, Jadu will retain a little bit of its own characteristics. Huaxia discovered with some dismay that when she was with the person she had a crush on, not all the time. They are all the same person for a long time, waiting for Huaxia to come back to her senses. The cold shackles were suddenly fastened. Her slender ankles, there are several small bells on the thin chain. Bei wants to move gently. The crisp sound of the bell rippled in the room. In her ears is Jing. He's rather rapid and heavy breathing. A low and sexy voice sounded in her ears. I'm going to open Sheng Cheng's gift. Hua Yu Wushen. Looking at the ceiling, now she can be sure of her plight. She was hidden by the BJ twins. Pai. But asked her if she wanted to escape, run away, run away. Her family favors boys over you. If she hadn't met Xin and Kai to sponsor her, she didn't even know how to do it. After graduation, ill-paged Legion Yetta Company. She has to be a 996 social animal every day. Endure coworkers' nagging and bosses' unpaid overtime. If it weren't for having a boyfriend, it's normal for Huaxia to be tortured by work OD. Since they are all locked up in a dark room by the BJ twins, then she should just lie down and fight in the garden. At this moment in my mind, suddenly I remembered a voice. It is detected that there are 2 cocks coming out next to the host. Automatic binding, anti-BJ system. Automatically start the task. BJ close my little black room. Asterisk, asterisk. I also want to close BJ's little black room. Host, since you are still a novice. BJ, you have to learn from the two people around you. Herein is a warm reminder. ZB Go to Liangbei's BJL network. Our anti-closing system will jam BUG for you. What you do will never be punished by law. Hua Xia sighs and accepts Zed. At this moment, the man on the left opens his lazy eyes. His hair is messy. The expression is as cute as a big dog. Subconsciously nuzzled her. What's up, baby? Then the one on the right side also woke up. Xia, why do you get up so early? The man on the right has sleepy eyes, low voice. The twins are almost in sync, half-sitting expressionless, watching Huaxia's every move. Then, can we have a good chat now? Huaxia tilted her head slightly, facing their eyes and saying, want to try Nengping and get useful information. Nothing to talk about. Just get used to it. Jingyi seemed to have guessed the outcome of the conversation. He avoids talking about it. Get up and leave without expression. Immediately, Huaxia pays attention to the person in front of her. Are you Jinghe or Jingxian? Can't you come out? He avoided answering Huajia Lingxiao F. Isn't it because of you? I can't get out of here. Jingxian stood up. Slender legs dangled in front of Huaxia. He half knelt down in front of Huaxia. The beautiful eyes are apologetic, meaning, I am Jingxian. Our tiles have been taken care of. Information about you from the outside world. Bei wants you to be good, don't want to escape. What do you want? I'm satisfied with everything, Jingxian. Do you like me very much? Chimoku. What time? Jingxian stared at her in astonishment. Xia, don't be angry, it was my brother. Who chased you first, you agreed, available at university. The person you have a crush on is Mijing. And Xian are also aggrieved, he is actually a twin. In terms of preferences, eerily similar. Ever since I was little, Jingxian has been unable to overtake Jinghe, especially Jinghe's calculation of people's hearts. Ling didn't meet his opponent. Jingxian didn't want to compromise from the beginning, but Jinghe still pressed him to agree. At this moment, Huaxia shook her left calf. The silver shackles match her skin tone very well. The hot room echoed the crisp sound of ringing bells. This thought, a bit exquisite and handsome brother. Where did you get it? Huaxia can do whatever she wants, suddenly thought of the anti-BJ system. Her peripheral vision unconsciously fell on Jingxian's ankle. He is wearing black trousers, just exposed. The cold white ankles, the bone shape is very beautiful at first glance. If silver color shackles entangled his slender and beautiful long legs. She was excited just thinking about that scene. This is my brother who is specifically looking for top designers. 10 custom-designed, shackles unique. This is the only thing in the world. Huaxia's eyes are slightly strange. Jingxian, it's unfair to just lock me up. Huaxia don't occupy Z in one go. Continue talking. We still make a couple model. Subsequently, he leaned into Bu Jingxian's ear again. M acts coquettishly and seduces in a low voice. K, you are the death of my shoe. Would you please stay with me too? Jingxian looked at the girl on his body in a daze. She is like a vixen reincarnated. Look at him directly. Especially the couple style, she said she likes him. These 2 points were like sugar-coated bullets that knocked him unconscious. Okay, Jay. Jingxian couldn't stand the temptation, circumflex nod in agreement. Brother means brother. That is. Yongye takes a good look at Huaxia. She ran away without an address. I didn't say that I couldn't agree to Huaxia's other requests, but have to wait. My size is different from yours. The fastest possible arrival will be within a week. Huaxia, a pair of delicate fox eyes with sparkling eyes. The BJ tools of the future are here. Huaxia Bi began to think about the next step v Jingxian blood. Is there a rope? Give me factory one. Huaxia will listen to whatever Jingxian says. Now Huaxia asked Jingxian to give. From the wrist, it has reached a dead end. At the same time, at the other end of the rope, the bang reached Jingxian's wrist. In Jingxian's doubtful eyes, Huaxia pointed at her ankle. Silver shackles on the mouth. Now it can be untied. Huaxia gently tilted his eyes. We both banged together. No need, just handcuff the mirror. Jingxian is more likely to listen to his own words, under the premise of ensuring that Ziaton will escape. He can definitely meet Huaga's requirements. Jingxian doesn't set up too many lines of defense against Huaxia. A big reason is that he knows Huaxia indeed still misses him in her heart, but how many do you also like? Like his brother? He's not so sure. Minutes later, Huaxia singing sutra successfully arrived scenery. Envy accompanies me for my morning run. Borrowing it back is just a morning stop, but it was Huaxia who inspected the situation. The best time for husband. As soon as Huaxia came out, she secretly looked around and discovered that this is a resort area independently developed by Jingjia. Without the consent of the twins, no one can enter. 6 o'clock in the morning, half the sky dyed red. There are mountain birds calling for companionship. My loving boyfriend accompanies me for a morning jog. Huaxia couldn't help but think of him in college. That red rose is passionate and beautiful. Suffered her family, friendship, and love. The college life where everyone was betrayed just the last time Huaxia was in a state of confusion throughout Kanazawa. Jingxian seems to be the born son. Just entered university with a handsome face. Sharks are going crazy in the campus forum. Huaxia keeps hearing Jingxian's name. The bite around the falcon is passed down by word of mouth. Huaxiashai is immersed in her own great sadness, not vivid, to pass the time. Until an accidental day, Huaxia bumped into someone in the library. His books fell to the floor. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Huaxia, squat down quickly. Pick up the books on the ground. Thank you, classmates. The other party's voice is clear and clear one. It is the brightness that belongs only to young people and the sun. Huaxia came back to her senses. Slowly growing from the light, I noticed that the other person's face looked like Cheng had never seen it before. Jingxian. The young man was stunned for a moment. I don't know if Huaxia saw it wrong. She seemed to see a little loss in his eyes before she could figure it out. Youngster smiles with his hands. JX clicked to decide it's Gia classmates. Today we are destined. Let me give you a book. Huaxia took it in a daze, didn't even have time to refuse. The boy said goodbye to her. Sorry, I have something else to do. Leave first. Huaxia looked at the title of the book, / You Should Be Like a Bird Flying to Your Mountain. This book is a foreign masterpiece. Huaxia slowly opened page 1 of the book. There is a postcard inside. The postcard is an anthropomorphic portrait of a sun man. There is a sentence in gold-gilt font in the blank space on the back. You are also the blazing sun. Jingxian. The final signature is written with flying colors. Can't tell if it's envy or not. One morning, Xia was reading that book in the library. When the page of the book is closed, Huaxia felt her heartbeat speed up. She seemed to see the scenery through the book. Standing in front of her is a more suitable soul, Sastawich soul. She looked a little dazed, Jingxian's appearance and this red book. For Huaxia, who is now at a low point, it's all hope and life-saving straw. Time returns to the present. The boy who remembered Shen suddenly overlapped with the person in front of him. He bent down, in the eyes that were once arrogant, now pretending to be the person he admires. Xia. Are you okay? This is the first time I saw him. Huaxia's life is a little soft, asked glumly Jing. Xian, you have to fuck me many times with your brother. Brother Jingxian Bu, do you think I look like a canary? You feel like a canary? Being imprisoned. How long can one live in a cage, no matter what Huaxia says? Both Jingxian and Jingxian remained silent, but Huaxia felt it. Jingxian hugged Zizhou's Fangdu tightly. My sweetheart asked questions again and again, like a cold and biting knife. Slowly inserted into his heart, Hua Xiaming has been instigating rebellion since daytime, and is the most enviable and embarrassing. The road is blocked and long, but Chao can be sure of one thing, no matter how old Xia is. Maybe he cares about her. So she was most envious and rubbed it inside. Did you know, Jingxian? You are wolf important to me? It would be better if you didn't have your brother. I despise you, good or not. The girl suddenly hugged her. Jingxian Ling. Self-cultivation of long neck. Hold your hands and bite them at will, kissed Jingxian. That's what she once couldn't touch, the god who accidentally saved her from water and fire. However, what they don't know is that man in the distance stands under a tree watching the actions of the two people intently, emotions of jealousy and envy.